Hello, Internet. How is everyone doing tonight?
Good. Ready for some more D&D?
Yeah.
Always ready for D&D. See what happens and do all the things. Quick shout out for Stream Beats and Sirenscape. Stream Beats is DRM free music that you can play in your videos and streams. Go check it out. On your Spotify, Apple Music, all those places. Excuse me. If you're looking for it on Apple iTunes, it's Harris Heller is who you're looking for the artist. Also, shout out for Sirenscape. It's a collection of background musics and soundboards that you can use for your tabletop games. Take them to the next level by checking out sirenscape.com for more information and check out their online player. Shout out and a thank you to the community, all of you guys who check out our live streams and then go over to our YouTube channel and watch all of our past broadcasts. That support is greatly appreciated and helpful. So please keep doing it. You guys are awesome and amazing. Reminder, you can affect the stream if you're watching it live. There's a list of actions in the doobly-doo down below. You can see what things you can do to influence the stream and make things a little more interesting, I guess. See how it goes.
Got any wild magic there?
Not yet. It's a slow burn. Didn't have a whole lot of social media posts go out. I just did the Facebooky 1E and all of that. But considering there was probably no stream this morning, and so it's like probably word wasn't getting out. But trying to do one person to do everything, sometimes it's like, okay, what do I get to when I get to it? And one of my friends wanted to go run some check out a comic shop today, so I had never been, so I went with him. Picked up some books for my Warhammer 40k stuff because the new codex for the Dark Angels was released, and I typically play Dark Angels when I play Warhammer 40k. But other than that, it was just trying to get through everything again. Like I said, kind of all over the place mentally right now. So, but that's okay. We can still play a game. We can still have fun. All the things.
Glad you made it.
Yeah.
And Black Templars for the win. But
Yeah.
Black Templars.
That's
none of my friends actually play those in our game. Play that yet? I've got
My
lots
son
of
is building
the
an
other
orc
ones, but haven't. No one's. I don't remember anybody really running Black Templars yet.
I just think that they're cool. That they're big old land raiders. It's fun. Like going into hand-to-hand combat. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Let me do that. I've got minis galore to try and assemble and paint. Speaking of which, Sunday mornings, 12 p.m. Eastern, do Sunday with Scoob, where I paint some minis and just kind of hang out and answer questions. And you guys of the casts are all welcome to join in the Discord voice channel that have open up for that. You can pick my brain and we can just kind of hang out while I work on some minis. Good kind of chill, relaxing thing to do on a Sunday. And of course, Tuesdays is Scuba and the Rye, 9 p.m. Eastern. Both Sunday with Scoob and Scuba and the Rye stream over on our YouTube channel. Link in the doobly-doo. Hello. So I think with that, I don't think I have any other announcement. No, I think I'm good on announcements. And how are you guys doing? It's been 2 weeks. Did you guys have a great weekend last weekend? For the Valentine's Day thing.
Yeah, it was good. Relaxing. It was good to get some time for some R&R, and now I'm ready to get back at it.
Absolutely. I had my donuts for my Fastnacht Day, in case you didn't know what that was. That's Pennsylvania Dutch Donut Day, also known as Mardi Gras or Carnival or Fat Tuesday.
Interesting.
Yeah. The annual making of the donuts.
The making of the donuts, huh?
Yes. It's kind of like the bull or the running with the bulls, except a lot tastier.
Yes.
And hopefully no one's getting impaled.
I was going to say a lot more healthy for you, but I don't know.
Make the holes.
Bit of curious.
We
I know
just
there
did
was
something.
this week was pancake day on Tuesday.
Yeah. One of the days.
That was another form of it.
Yeah, I was kind of interested because I found out it was also a different day, and it was I can't remember. It begins with an S.
Yes.
But it's the day. It's supposed to be like the day before Lent starts for Catholics.
That's Mardi Gras and Carnival and Pancake Day and Fastnacht Day and all that.
So,
All of them are before Ash Wednesday.
so I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not an overly religious. I don't practice a lot. I don't have a lot of
Trope,
active
yeah.
religion faith. So it's just, but I still like to hear because it's interesting how everybody
Yeah.
kind of deals with different days in the calendar. And considering I'm trying to build a calendar for Kofin,
There you go.
this stuff is
Oh, yeah, that
is
makes
even
sense.
more interesting for me to kind of learn some more about. Alrighty, so I guess to recap where we were, the party so far, when we left off last time, the party had was at the carnival. It was their kind of opening night or pre-opening night, kind of get all the bugs worked out, and while the party got to see how Nin was treated within the carnival community, carnival family, and the way Elloree treated him, and seeing that, this is probably not the healthiest place for Nin to be. They tried to bargain with Elloree to buy out his debt that she claimed he owed. While they were doing that, Pearl observed a trio of Marrow come up from the beach in the nearby ocean coast and sneak into the carnival grounds, and kill one of the carnival members, and then rescue apparently a trapped Marrow. And kind of Pearl kind of staying stealthy. She was faced with the decision to let the Marrow conduct what it is they're doing, or to try and intervene. She opted to let the Marrow try to rescue their friend, because she called them fishy friends. While that was transpiring on one side of the carnival, on the other side of the carnival, Titus and Karalee and Maze after having a brief encounter with a trapped doorknob, was unconscious. Karalee and Titus were able to get into Elloree's wagon and find some information try to find Elloree's ledger, where she tracked where she kept her books. They had a brief encounter with a winged creature with a scorpion-like tail. Karalee's quick fury of blows, and the creature kind of poofed into kind of a sulfurous smoke. Nin's clever use of a charmed person convinced Elloree to not go and investigate what was happening in her wagon, and instead put her in path of the main tent, as word was given that the carnival was under attack. And poor Elloree was the brief victim of a small stampede of guests and visitors as they abandoned the camp. Afterwards, they go back to town. It's the middle of the night. They speak with a couple members of the carnival, go through the ledger, find out that Elloree was cooking the books, so to speak, and fictitiously had all of these perceived debts that she was manipulating the various carnival members with what they believed they owed her. Turns out they really didn't. They decided to file charges with the local magistrate, and to have Elloree brought up on charges to face justice. The following morning, a group of militia volunteers and somebody just dropped out of the call.
Yeah, Glock just said that his computer went haywire. He's logging back in.
Okay. So, I will continue the recap while we wait for him to come back. Uh,
Gotta love
so
technology.
the local militia volunteers go out to the carnival site. They find that the carnival that Elloree has vanished. Her wagon is completely empty and bare of all semblance of her personal items and equipment. And the carnival members are starting to break down the carnival, just assess what they can split amongst themselves, try to their best to take care of the creatures within the carnival, and then and move on. So this brings our party back into the town the following afternoon. They're currently in the tavern, relaxing, kind of talking amongst themselves to decide what it is they wish to do next.
And I remember
You
that
guys
there was a
wish to
couple
do?
different- There's a couple different sightings of like things where we can maybe help and stuff. I know one was in Saltmarsh, and I forget what the other one was.
Yeah, we were provided information about a potential invading army in a distant land. And obviously we have Elloree to contend with.
May or may not be more dangerous than the army.
That's true.
Well, we could go find some more fishy friends for you, Pearl.
Looking at her, Titus just says, they're not always our friends. Surely you know that.
Oh, yeah, I know some things are not friendly and stuff like that. They didn't hurt me, so. And they were going against the guys that were bad, so.
I guess it's a perspective on what happened. Yeah,
Now, if they started fighting us and stuff, I mean, I would mention that, you know, I was helpful to them to try and not have to fight them. But if they decide to fight us, oh well, we'll have to fight them.
Well, now that we're all back here, what do you all want to do?
Poke something.
Cook something?
Poke something.
Oh, poke something.
Mhm.
Well,
Where do you think? Where do you think the closest thing to poke is?
I'll just look at Titus.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah.
It's all right. It happens.
I don't know what happened, actually. It's so weird. You're just shut down in the middle of it for no reason. I don't know what happened.
Rude.
For me, we can go anywhere, because I don't remember being anywhere.
yeah, well, you're certainly not tied to any place, that's for sure. At least it seems that way.
Yeah, no more wagon bed for me.
Might end up in a wagon if we decide to ride on a wagon to get to the next place. But yeah, you're not tied to it anymore.
Yeah, so I have no interest in making ventures back to Barovia anytime soon.
I've been trying to get there. I can't figure out how to get back, so I'm trying to find, my sister.
Like Karalee said, interested in shedding light on this world and doing some good. And if need be, only if need be, Maze, we may have to poke something with the pointy end of our swords. Dial it back there. Dial it back.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'm okay with going to either place, because both of them, I think, aren't they both on like the the seaside area, right?
Yeah,
I
I
think.
believe so. It would make sense.
So I have potential of seeing my other sister while we're around. I don't know if I will, because she's always sailing, from what I've heard. But yeah.
Yeah, didn't they mention that there was the possibility of going on a ship?
Oh, I don't know about going on a ship, but I was thinking about, just checking the harbor of wherever we go to see if I could check in on my other sister, Agate.
Is there 3 of you?
Yeah. There's me, Pearl. There's Opal, and there's Agate.
Titus makes no attempt whatsoever to hide the look of concern on his face.
Mhm.
What?
What do you mean by a look of concern?
You mean the thought of 3 of them?
Yeah,
looking through?
that's exactly what it is.
All in one
Oh.
spot.
I think that sounds like fun, Pearl.
Well, I know that Opal ran off to go with her friends that were all bards to join the Vistani. And I've been trying to find her ever since. Agate has a prosperous ship that, trade routes that she goes on. She's the serious one. We don't get along very well.
So, are we thinking we table the discussion of Elloree for now? Let the authorities here handle the matter?
I'm okay with them handling the matter. I have a feeling she's long gone, and it'll be hard to track her down.
I wouldn't mind.
Not
I
anywhere
wouldn't mind
near.
finding out what's in the book. I mean, they
Yeah.
look over it and kind of see if there's any leads in the book, and then see if there's any connections in any other places.
True.
I would like to see what's going on there and head that off. If there's a chance. See if there's any connection to this growing army in the south.
I agree.
Sounds good. Maybe I can practice my reading.
I guess we could head back to town and wait a day or so and see what he finds out in the book, and then if nothing, then we go and pursue.
Oh, sorry, Karalee, you had dropped off when I said that. You guys are actually in the tavern in town.
Yeah.
Sitting at a table and discussing recent events and what it is you wish to do next.
Like I was
And,
saying, I mean, we can stay here in the inn that we're in right now, and we can check on it tomorrow. I misspoke. I apologize.
And we gave the book to the authorities.
Yeah, the clerk has the book and was looking at it, and said it something didn't kind of feel right with it, or and there was definitely some clicking of the books and looking at some different things, and he was going to see if we could find out any more connections or any more information, and we kind of mentioned we'd maybe check back with them and see if there was any leads within the book. So
I think a visit to the clerk would be in order now, wouldn't you all?
That's fine with me. As long as we're moving around, I don't mind.
Sure, let's do it.
and I can't remember. So is this the next day after that, or is it's not the same day, right?
It's the afternoon after going out to the
right.
carnival
To-
and seeing that Elloree is gone, and that and afterwards the rest of the carnival members who were in town would come out who had come out shortly after the militia, are now working. They're all in the carnival camp, working on breaking it down and assessing what's there so they can decide what to do next.
Right, but we gave him the ledger the day before, right?
Yes, the ledger went to the clerk. He is trying to pour through it and look through it. He said it would take him a little bit of time, probably a couple of days, to properly go through and see what, if any, of the information that you had asked about is in there.
Well, I guess we have a couple days. Where's the place what's the closest port town then besides this one?
The next port town would be to north or south, and it would be at least a day's travel to get to it.
And which way is the army, the aquatic army?
South, I think.
That's south.
Well, if he needs a couple days and we want to head south and check that out and then come back and look into it, we could do that too.
And check the town to the south.
Yeah.
Yeah, and along the way, I can practice some of my spells that I think I've come up with.
Have you gained some measure of control over those spells?
Yes.
You said some measure of control.
Well, maybe we should do it on the road and not in town. Is all I'm saying.
That's wise, and probably wise to let us know when you're planning on doing something.
Right.
I wouldn't want our journey to be cut short for any reason, is all I'm saying.
No, that's true. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. Just I'll let you know if it's going to come forward or backward or to the side of me, and then you can vacate that area. Maybe.
Yes,
That
that would be helpful.
Besides that, I was just thinking about that. If we go to the next closest town, maybe we can actually hear tell if Elloree's been that way.
Yes.
Too. I mean, we could kind of kill 3 birds with 1 stone, I guess. I don't know.
I can't remember which way we were coming on wedges. If we were coming from the south going north, or if we were coming from the north going south. I just don't know. I don't remember.
Just stick with us.
Okay.
Well, if you guys are ready, I don't have anything in town keeping me other than coming back to check out that ledger, but I can
My
go
whole
in.
entire family has always wandered, so I'm good to go in there. I prefer to
Right.
go around.
So let's head south.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Pearl. Say that again. What's something you still wanted to do in town?
No, I said that I'm perfect fine to leave town because my family's always been wandering around. I prefer to wander around.
Okay. To make sure I heard that correctly. So.
Okay.
All right, so we are all getting up and getting ready to leave the tavern.
Yep.
And
I'm gonna go quickly over to the. I'll just say I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go tell the clerk that what we're doing, and that we'll be back to check on the ledger, and then I'll just reach out side of town or whatever, or we can all go together. It doesn't matter.
I'll stay with you, Karalee. I'd like to hear what he has to say as well.
All right, then we're gonna go over
And
to
I
the.
like
clerk's-
to move around.
All right. So Karalee and Titus are heading over to the clerk's office, or the magistrate's little office, to check in with the clerk.
Just to basically say, we're heading south, and we'll be back to check on anything information found in the book. We're heading to the next town down, and we'll come back after that. And it should be a few days and see if that's enough time to find anything else out in the book.
All right. Thomas is sitting there, kind of looking over the book as you come in and express that, and he kind of nods and kind of says, "Well, I'll see if I can have an answer for you, and if there's any word that comes in while you're gone, I'll try and keep a message here for when you come back, or if you try to send word back. Do you have any idea where you're going?"
Whatever the next town is to the south.
Down to the south. He sits there and he thinks about it. It's like, there's a new town. I don't even think it's a town. It's probably more like an inn in the middle of nowhere. I don't even think it's on the map. I don't know.
That sounds exciting. If it's not on the map, I want to make a map.
There was a plot of land that was purchased, and there's like the beginnings. It's a small place. I think the most they have is an inn, run by he used to be just a way station along the route. They call it, I think it's called Old Maze, and it's a small little place. I think it's starting to become a town, but I mean, they've got like a slip for like a keelboat. I mean, it's not very big at all. It's only been founded probably within the last year or so. I think that's the next one, and then further south from there would be heading toward Saltmarsh. If you're staying along the coast, if you're going along the trade route, then it would, I believe there's, I can't even remember the name of the town. And you can tell he's really trying to remember, and you can see he's distracted from like trying to read the book and answer your questions and everything else.
I pull out my cartographer kit and my maps, and I start drawing, and I say, "All right, you said the name of the town," and I ask him to spell it. Old Moss, is that what you said?
Old Maw.
Old Maw. Okay.
Like M-A.
Gotcha. Like an old mouth. Old Maw. Okay.
Yeah.
And right. So I'm all excited to check out this brand new town, or into this town. And I turned to Titus and said, if I was hiding and I was trying to get away and I didn't want to go to a big city, I might go to some small little, like, newly done place and try to see if I can get a boat there or something. And if I was Elloree, I think that might be a place I would definitely go to. So maybe that's a good place to check out. What do you think?
I think you're right on. Given that the carnival traveled constantly,
Yeah.
I'm sure she would know about this little settlement. Along the way, it was used as a way station, as a place to get maybe settled in and have some place to sleep on the road to travel. So I think this is certainly some place that we'd want to check out.
So I mark it as best I can based on this description, and then I tell him thank you, and that's where we'll head maybe there, then maybe Saltmarsh if we don't hear anything, and then we'll be back. Is what I tell him, Thomas, and thank him for his time.
He nods. Well, thank you for what you've done, and hopefully your travels are without trouble.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, so go back. I guess we'll go back and tell the party or tell the group.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we heard about this town called Old Maw, which is like a brand new kind of a just starting area that maybe has a little landing for a boat or something like that. And we think that might be a good place. Elloree might have made her way there. No idea, but it might be a good place to start looking.
It sounds like a place we might have gone. I don't remember it, but Old Ma sounds like Elloree.
Oh, I'm okay with that. Sounds like a place I would have never been before, so I'm good to try it out.
Yeah, maybe we can take a boat out or something. See what's in their harbor.
Maybe
Or
they'll have some
something
pie.
like that.
What's that, Maze?
Said maybe they'll have some pie.
Pie, yeah.
Pie.
Oh yeah, that pie was really good last time.
Can we get some more before we leave?
Well, we could get another one. Yeah, we could get a pie for the road, a road for the pie,
Road pie.
road pie.
I
Road
think that
pie.
might mean something different. We'll just get a pie for the road. How's that?
Same difference.
Yeah.
As long as we can get going, I'm
All right.
They could make apple pie for the road. That would be road apple pie.
I think by definition, pies are portable. Let's just go get pie and get out of here.
You go get pies.
Of course we get pies. I mean,
Yes.
that's the
apparently
question.
yes.
All right. So the little baker shop that you visited before, she's as you come up on it, you can smell the wafting aroma of pie, freshly baked. That's sitting out to kind of air cool.
How many pies do they have?
She's got about 8 pies that she's made so far, and then she has some from the previous day that are still good.
I'll buy the 8 freshest pies for the party.
Titus, you got a big stomach, I think.
Yeah, she thanks you and says that'll be 2 gold for all 8.
I'll give her 3 gold.
Oh, thank you, pie making lady.
Nods and hands you your pies.
Yay!
Wow, this is the second pie I've had that I didn't have to steal from anyone.
That's probably a good thing.
Gives you an eyebrow.
Oh,
I didn't mean that at all. We're gonna go. Thank you again. Bye.
We're working on him. We're working
I'm
on
pulling Min away as he's trying to speak.
Yeah.
Here, eat this. Put it in his face.
oh, that's good. Is that a cherry pie?
Wonderful pie. Let's go.
Okay.
Yay, we get to go! And Burl's heading out the door.
Oh, I need a napkin. Hold on.
All right. So
Thank you, pie lady.
south to Old Maw.
South to Old Moss, about a little over a day's travel. You'd have to, if you wanted to do a straight shot through the wilderness. Otherwise, you could try to head east to the to the road. Actually, Karalee, give me a quick survival check based on all that description, because of the most everyone, I think all the others have traveled up and down a little bit, but then it may not be familiar.
It'll be 11 plus 4, so 15 total.
Okay. Yeah, if you to the east is the high road, which is the main north to south trade road that connects all of the major settlements and city-states.
How far in is the high road?
It's a couple hours. It'd be a couple hours to walk, because this town is relatively small, and considering its proximity to the ocean, it's kind of like a little offshoot to the main road. So you'd have to travel a couple hours to meet up with the high road, and then you could turn south, and it would take you about it, and then you spend the rest of the day going along the high road, and then a little bit and then probably about halfway into the next day before you'd be getting to where Old Maws is.
Is there a livery station or stables in Fog's Crest that we could procure horses to make the travel faster?
Bog's Crest?
That's the city we're in, right?
No, Squall's End.
Squall's End. Okay.
Long Crest is the mine.
Oh, that's right. I just don't know if it would be faster and or safer to travel via wagon than on foot.
I wonder if we go to the coast. I'm assuming, well, who knows? Maybe she wouldn't mind being on the road, but I'm thinking if she's trying to stay hidden, if she would kind of be off-road more than on main road.
Yeah, I don't think that we'll encounter her if we take the high road.
Right.
Well, that might be a good thing.
Oh, I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking that'd be a bad thing.
Oh.
I wanted to encounter her.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, I don't know how to ride a horse, so at least I never tried it. That I remember. So that could be fun, trying to learn how to ride a horse.
Is there any place we could get a horse or a wagon?
Unfortunately, there isn't any kind of rental place for those things. If you wanted to try and purchase one, you could try and purchase a wagon and a set of horses.
How much would those typically run?
Mint. Double check that.
Yeah, because we can have the pies in the wagon cart, and then we can drive the horse, and that'd be wonderful. Maybe we could go back and get more pies to fill up the back of the wagon.
Knew I liked him.
I'm just thinking how we're going to carry all 8 pies unless we eat them now.
I don't think there's 8 pies left. That's what I think the answer is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Pearl's eating hers if she got one, and I know Nin here is already eating his.
Yeah.
Maze is working on hers for sure.
Definitely. Yes, it is probably gone.
Yeah. So I was touring. What other pies are there? There was apple before, I think we tried, and
Nin, maybe I should have explained my strategy there. It was to help us on our journey, so we wouldn't have to stop quite as much for food.
oh, okay. All right. So you're saying I should eat it all now, and
I think rationing would be well in your favor at this point.
but they're so good.
Yes. I can hold on to the pies if that's better.
Okay.
So I'll take his pie back.
As you take the as you having this and you take the pie and Nin's kind of fighting on that, you can see he's got like this smearing of like bluish red juice all over his face. And his fingers are all kind of in there because he didn't bother waiting for silverware. He just was
That's what I thought it was like. I mean,
bits of crust all in there too.
sometimes the crust is the best part. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I ought to clean myself up. And he snaps his fingers and cleans off his robe. Prestidigitation.
That's helpful.
Yeah, it is. I noticed that after I was in the mud for a while, when I was coming back down out of the forest, wherever I had been. And all of a sudden, one of these times, I just clicked my fingers and bam, I was clean.
All right, so
Pretty trick, huh?
to answer your question, if you wanted to buy a set of, you could buy a set of draft horses. Each horse will be about 50 gold. A wagon will cost about 35 gold, and then the tack, like the bit, bridle, all that stuff to rig up the horses to the wagon would be another 2 gold per horse. So looking at about 140 gold to get kind of a decent cart wagon and horses. Just just open bed wagon and a pair of horses.
Is there any place, anybody that has a pair of draft horses and a wagon and all that kind of stuff that would be willing to part with it?
Yes, the one of the you could go and speak to the general store clerk, general store operator, and they have. They had a couple, but they recently just got a new one, so they had an older one that they're willing to part with for 140 gold.
Okay. So I say to the party, I think it'd be good to maybe have a little more quick way of travel. We do have to make up a lot of time, especially at the rate we're eating pies.
It's true.
So I'm gonna go check out the general store here and see if I can't procure some horses and a wagon.
Can I come with you, Titus?
Sure. Yes. Just stay back and let me handle them.
Does anyone know how to drive a wagon? Because I could try to learn.
I do. I drove the one from the mines. I can drive the wagon.
Oh, okay.
But
Yes.
you can absolutely help me.
Great. Yeah. Maybe I'll take the one side of the rein and you can take the other side, and we'll Volgraza.
Stay here
See,
with
we're
me, and I'll teach you how to do this while they're gone. So
All right, very
I
good.
like that idea.
I like that. Thanks, Karalee.
anytime.
We're going to be making a lot of right turns with two people driving the horses. All right, so I'm going to go over to the general store, walk in, and introduce myself.
So what does this pedal do?
You know perfectly well as soon as she comes in that she's going to be looking for ribbons. Just.
That's why I told her to stay back.
She's trying.
You go in,
Still
you
got
go.
her eye.
All the things Pearl gets herself involved in.
Hey, at least I'm not looking for something else, like a monster or something to poke at or something.
So, you go inside the trade store, the general store, so to speak, and behind the counter is a female half orc. She nods at you as you come in. Says her name is Kaysh, Caysh. She's kind of sitting there, kind of looking through. She has a clipboard in hand and was kind of looking through a bunch of stuff that's sitting on the counter. As she greets you as you come in. Says, good morning, or afternoon. I'm so forgetful. What day is it again?
Tuesday, I think. I think so.
What's Tuesday?
It's the one. It's today. It's today. So I'm sorry to bother you.
That's no bother. Can I help you?
Yes. Well, you see, I'm really new to town, and I'm needing to procure some means of travel. Myself and my companions, just had some dealings with the carnival in town. I'm sure you've heard something about that, right?
Carnival?
Yeah. Well, there was a big to-do. A lot of creatures that were in prison, treated poorly. A swindling carnival master. It was a big to-do. Anyway, we did our part in helping and free them, and now we've got yet another mission, and are short on time. So I was hoping that you might be able to sell us 2 draft horses with all the gear and a wagon.
Oh, fine. Yeah, I think I can. I just got a new one in. There's a really sturdy built one from Waterdeep. I had it special ordered, or at least I think my husband had it made. I don't know. It's been a while. I don't know. I don't even know if he made it back with it. Maybe he did. I don't know. He's been gone. But I have an older one. It's not bad. It's got a couple of cracks. Paint's peeling. But it's in good condition. The horses, they're all right.
So you're not sure if he made it back?
I believe he did.
Well,
I could have sworn I saw him last night.
That would
Maybe.
be a good thing to be sure about.
Hi, how are you? What can I get for you today?
You were going to sell us some horses and a wagon.
Yes.
maybe give
Horses.
us-
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
and give us a deal. I think, right? You said the paint was peeling. It's scratched up. It's
Still function though, and it's
Yeah,
all about
yes.
function. It's not about looks. It's about function.
Well, yes, but it's not new either.
Well, no, I mean, why would I sell you a new one? I just got a new one. I don't need 2. That's why I'm gonna sell you 1.
It's a fair point.
So, how much would it cost?
I think I can. Well, the tack, the horses, because it's got some new horses. 140, and 140 for all of that. But then you need feed for the horses. Do you guys have feed? Do you need feed? I got feed.
I tell you what, we are in quite a hurry, and you you have quite a lot on your mind. It would
Yeah, there
seem.
was a bunch of people came in asked for travel gear, so I'm trying to see what I have and whatnot. So
We were those people, I think.
oh no, you're asking for a horse and a wagon. That was a group of other people that were. They just apparently we had a bunch of people arrive in the last few days, and now they need and some of their equipment got wrecked because some abomination type creatures attacked their camp, and so they need some adventuring gear. So I'm trying to inventory what I got and see what they get, because they might wipe me out. I might have to ask for a shipment to come in, but it's been very busy. That's what day is it again?
Yeah. So yeah, let's just kind of focus.
Okay.
Back
Wagon.
on
140.
Pearl.
2 horses,
Make
tag,
sure
and
he
a wagon.
gets a nice
and
pillow.
wagon. Yes, and if you could give us enough feed for 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah.
That's like four silver.
Yeah. Okay. So enough feed for that, and I mean, I think we've been pretty good customers. Perhaps you can give us a little bit of a deal.
Roll a persuasion and tell me your counteroffer.
I couldn't do it without trying. I have a decent. Oh, you got to be kidding me!
Oh
Drum
dear.
roll.
Oh, that's painful.
What was it?
So it was a net 1, +5.
Just- No, 140 for that, and then like 4 silver for the feed. I mean,
Yeah, I suppose that's fair enough. We've spent enough of your time. Yeah, if you'll, I'll start to reach into my pouch and pull out the gold. I said, if you'll go ahead and get that ready for us, we're in quite of a hurry.
sure, not a problem. She sits there and watches you count out the gold, counts it out, takes it, puts in a note, and then heads in, and then calls to the back, and a pair of half-orc boys come running out. They look to be about 10 or 12, and they go, "Yes, Ma," and she tells them, "It's like, oh, get the 2 horse, get Stumpy and Shortmane, and get the old wagon, and can you hook it up for these nice people and get them some feed for the horses for 2 days?" And they both kind of nod and in unison go, "Yes, Ma," and they go rushing out through the back. You hear a couple of things clatter and fall off the shelves, and she kind of sits there, looks up at the sky, shakes her head, and goes back to inventorying all the and as she said it, you look, there's like several adventuring packs in various stages, and like while she sounded very forgetful, when you look at this counter, it is very much ordered and everything is in a lines where it's just an assembly, like a military junk on the bunk type inspection. Everything's got a space and organized and laid out, and she's just checking it off.
Pearl, you hear in your
Down
voice.
towards the counter to like touch something, like to kind of like slowly knock it off the counter. She does it slowly though, so it'd be pretty easy to stop.
And as you get right about to that last little point, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand.
Oh dear. All right. It's going slow, I think. Come on. There it goes. I got that 20.
You go and without even kind of knock it off, it clangers, and she just continues to check the list. She doesn't even notice.
Yeah, she just smiles and walks away.
Titus is doing just what I'm doing, just rub the forehead. Right. Well, I
Well, she's
think
a
my
cat.
part's
What-
done. I'm going to await our horses and wagon. I
As
will be
you kind of
outside.
step out, you hear some commotion on the side, and you look and you see the two boys are working and they're getting the horses all hooked up and checking everything, and you know with the attention span of 12-year-olds, they're going through and hooking everything up to the best they can.
Oh, look at that. That's so cool. I wonder how they learned how to do that.
Pearl seeing them, actually hooking it up once we got them out there would be like, "Oh, look at the horsies!" And she'd go over to try and pet them and befriend them basically, and watch how they're taking care of the horses because she wants to take care of them because they're her new friends. Yep.
All right, roll an animal handling check to see what happens when you get that close to the horses.
I knew you were gonna do that.
You knew it. You should expect it.
Uh-huh. Why did it? No, that is not what I rolled. Bad thingy. This one. A 19.
Horses kind of neigh and kind of shift over. You approach them in the way that they don't get freaked out while they're all this other activities.
This is right outside of. We're outside there too, right? So we're seeing them set up the horses.
Yeah,
and stuff.
you're seeing
I think so.
you guys since you and Maze didn't go in. You didn't tell me you went in.
No.
Standing outside, you're seeing the two boys come barreling out, run around the front and around back to the other side and out over to the nearby, and you see them pull out the wagon, and then they hook and start hooking up the horses. When they got the horses majority hooked up and whatnot, that's when Pearl and Titus and then come out. Titus doing the forehead thing, and he seems to be doing a lot lately. As Pearl kind of looks, sees the horses, and just does the "ooh, shiny," and runs over to the horses.
I just say, are these ours? Titus?
Yes. I purchased them from
Yeah,
the.
see, they're new
nice-
friends. This is Stubby and Shortmane, I think is what she said.
Yep.
Hey, I remembered.
I'm gonna check out Scoop. Make sure that they're hooking them up correctly as best I can. From what I remember from growing up and from using carts and stuff like that, I'll kind of just double check over, make sure everything's being set up
All
correctly.
right, go ahead and roll a investigation check.
Oh, okay. I was ready to tell you my number because I rolled for animal handling, but it's going to be then 15 instead of 18. So 15.
The strapping is a little looser than what you would probably prefer, but they do seem to have the majority of everything hooked up. Going back over and double check, you retie a couple of knots and make sure and kind of shore things up. But I mean, overall, the kids did a pretty decent job.
I will try to do that in a way in which they don't necessarily see me doing it. I'll say, "Oh, I like the way you tied this knot here. That's really good." And we used to do it like this at home, and I just to make sure that I'm not making them feel bad.
What did the lady say in there, Titus? Did she say that somebody was getting camping bags because they got attacked? What was that?
In gear.
She was speaking of the carnival workers.
Oh, that's us.
Well, that was you.
Yeah.
Not all of us. We had a very brief encounter with the carnival, not quite as long as you.
Yeah. Well, that was lucky, I guess. That's a good thing for you. Because that wasn't a nice place, I know of.
Well, I hazard a guess that where we're going might not be such a nice place, so we should all be prepared.
That's okay. Yeah. I'm going to try out some of my spells as we drive along, I think.
Perhaps we hold off on most of that, as we're all going to be together in a wagon, and I'd hate for the horses to get spooked, or for you to...
Oh, yeah, I never heard a horse.
On purpose.
On purpose, yeah. That's let's hold off on that.
Okay, all right. Well, you let me know when it's time to do it. I think I've got something with fire that I can do.
let's definitely hold that thought.
Maybe
pin
when
in
we're
it.
starting the campfire for the night or something like that, that might be a good time to practice.
That's good. Pearl, you're brilliant. I like you. You always have these great ideas.
I'll start loading up everything and then get up there to start doing the carts and get ready to go.
Okay.
I
I'll
secure
say,
the
"Yeah, Ian,
pies.
come sit next to me so I can show
Secure
you how
the
to do
pies.
this."
Oh yeah. That's right. So what does this do if I pull this string here?
I said, all you have to do is just basically watch me, and you'll learn through watching me, and just don't touch anything right now. That's it.
Okay. That sounds like a best way to learn.
Yeah,
Hands off learning.
yeah. Well, when we out of town, then we'll talk a different. We'll maybe think about it.
All right.
I just want to say Maze gets on her broom and flies about 20 feet above them. Keeping an eye out. Make sure they're not hurting anybody.
Hurting.
All right, so we're all ready to journey to the high road.
Yep.
All right. So, how does this affect our travel? Are we able to maybe to cut that in half with the wagons?
Not quite. Horses. Draft horses can go about. They have a movement speed of about 40, and with taking the cart, you'll probably get about. You're still only going to get about 30-40 miles in a day, but you're not, because just their natural exhaustion. But it saves you from having to walk that distance as well, carrying all your packs.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to get you're kind of able to get a little bit. Let me just double check travel. Most people in my previous sessions all walk. This is the first group that's actually like, you know what? We ain't walking.
Yeah.
We're gonna ride.
These boots are not made for walking.
You guys can walk around in your armor and that. And while we're going, I will, I'll be describing what I'm doing, and then I'll have Dan grab the reins every once in a while, and just to show, try to talk about it once we're outside of town and not going to run into some building. Then I'll do that.
Wow. This
I have
is
a feeling
fun.
Pearl's not going to last in the wagon for very long, because you'll probably be pacing in the back of the wagon and stuff, and after a while probably like jump out, run forward, run back, run forward, run back.
You probably move faster than the
for a little
wagon.
while, get tired out, then sit in the wagon for a little while, and then get bored again and do it again.
Oh, it's just perfectly fine. You can totally do that. I mean, the pace is going to be, it's all about, if you're going at about a normal pace, then you're looking at a few miles an hour, just kind of walking along. So as you get on the high road, or start heading toward the high road to the east, you do see that there's it's an established path, but it's not like a well-traveled path. If you can picture something like it's more like, it's kind of like a side street, or side street along the route. You can kind of see, okay, here's a collection of divots that are wheeled vehicles that have come through, and hoof marks. You can tell it's got that worn out stretch of grass that's probably about 15 feet wide at its widest, and kind of just meanders along through the hills, or through the little hill. It's kind of a roll. As you get away from the coast, it's more kind of like a grassy land type thing as you kind of head out. And then after a couple of hours, this little path kind of merges in with this larger, about 30-foot wide area that is very well traveled. There are spots where there's still mud and puddles, but you can see that, yep, this is a more established type of path, enough for like at least two or three wagons could ride side by side, up and down.
And this is where I let Min take over the reins on it.
Okay.
We'll go in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Make sure there's nothing.
As Karalee does that, Titus like grabs onto the sides of the wagon and just holds on for dear life.
What if I want to go right, Karalee?
And then I just do all that. I describe everything, and I make sure my hand is on the brake. And I.
All right. All right. Nin, go ahead and roll an animal handling check.
Animal
At
handling.
advantage because I'm helping.
Yes, I'll let him have advantage because you're
All
helping.
right.
I just want to say while this is going on, Maze is riding her broom above you, and all you hear are giggles. Just all the way down through there.
Believe it or not, you're rolling well. 19 with advantage. It would have been a 9 otherwise.
Oh dear. I'm glad you were helping.
So yeah, you give Nin the reins, and he sits there, and he's able to kind of keep them going along pretty steadily.
So if I want to make him go right, do I go like this?
And I just show him. I don't know how to drive a wagon. Yeah, sure. You do this.
It's typically pull left or pull right.
Yeah.
Just like riding.
Yes.
But we seem like we're not going that fast. Can we make him speed up, Karalee?
No, not at all. We can't. That's not going to that.
Why? Are
Definitely
they slow?
don't ever try to do that.
Do we only have one speed?
And Titus, hearing that, says, "I'd like to hold on to my investment for a little while longer, if you don't mind."
In an emergency, I'll show you how to do that sometime, but that's later on.
Is that advanced wagon
It's
driving?
advanced. It's advanced.
Yes.
Yes, that's
All
a
right,
that's,
all right,
that's
all
a
right.
graduate level course. So we'll do that later.
At about this point where you're having Nin kind of learning, this is the time dusk is coming in, starting to get dark out. Do you guys opt to make a camp, or do you want to just keep traveling through the night?
I can see in the dark, so that's all right.
About how far are we from the town or the little settlement? with the
You're
inn?
looking at a full day of travel to get to Old Moz, or where Old Moz is on based on the directions you were given.
I don't see any advantage going.
Because it was afternoon when we kind of started this, and you got
Right.
set up. It's kind of like, hey, I'm going to start a road trip at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Either way, we'd be camping, so we're good, right?
Yeah.
Can camp or keep traveling through the night. It's entirely up to y'all. But you guys have also been up for a full day, so if you travel
Yeah.
through the night,
Yeah.
Let's just
Titus, yeah, Titus, seeing that it's getting darker. I don't know how familiar you are with this territory, but I don't think it'd be wise for us to travel very far at night. Perhaps we can set up camp off of
Come, I can see just fine.
the high road's probably pretty safe, but I think we should probably set up a camp anyway. It's pretty well traveled, right? It's good. I mean, this is the main road, right?
it is, but it's also one of those things. It's not like there's
No.
constant traffic,
Gotcha.
and like anywhere else in the world, there are potential hazards
right.
that can come along. Because we're talking, this is like traveling from Orlando to Boston on foot.
And I-95 is certainly dangerous.
Yeah, only there's no I-95. This is literally just walking.
Yeah.
So I'll take over the reins, and then
That's
and
how,
then-
at least that's how long like the high road is from
Sure.
like the furthest south to Luskin, along the Sword Coast. Because once you get to Luskin, then you're like traveling through the mountains to get to 10 towns, or taking a ship. But it's a long stretch of road, and there's just not enough resources after recent world events that there's active patrols up and down the entire time.
All right. I call the wagon and my pie for night.
All right. I'm going to, once we kind of pull off and get to, I would say, a safe distance off the road to set up camp, I'm going to look around and just get familiar with my surroundings.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of stay on watch for the first little bit until it gets darker. How far are we off the road? What's the terrain like?
It's still kind of the rolling kind of grasslands and hills. There's a couple of random clusters of trees that are out and about. A couple of single solitary ones. You see various. This as it gets into dark, you can't. As you traveled, you saw there's every so often there's like little farmsteads types scattered throughout, but still a lot of open kind of grassland. As you go to turn off, if you turn off to head one of the little crops of trees, you're probably about 50 feet or so off the main road. Enough where you can get to it easily and then keep going if you had in the dark, but it seems most of these little kind of offshoots aren't very far off the road. But you find a little spot you can set up camp.
So we would have some kind of visible cover from anybody on the road?
No.
Or they would. Okay, no. All
no.
right.
Nothing that would hide like a campfire or lanterns or torches or whatever light sources you would use. But if you kept it small, it shouldn't be. It'd be a little harder to see.
Right.
I mean, the most cover you'll have is how you choose to position the wagon and camp around the wagon.
Right. So I'll suggest to everyone that we park the wagon where we have maybe a little cover, and then avoid using any campfire or any light sources unless absolutely necessary. And that those with dark vision should keep watch throughout the night.
Oh, Mr. Titus, sir.
Yes.
Does this mean I want to? Can I play my flute? And he holds up a pan flute.
Can you do that quietly, quiet like a mouse?
Yeah, I can do that.
Quiet like a mouse? Sure. Okay, that's enough.
I didn't even get a chance to roll a performance check.
Yeah, roll the performance.
There you go. I'm good.
He can still hate it, but
Yeah, that's true.
Titus, I've given you 70 gold too for the wagon. So.
Oh, appreciate it.
That's a 19, people. It's beautiful music.
I can give
beautiful to
more
you. Everyone else who chooses to can hear this nice whistling melody as he plays across the flute.
Like the Peruvian flutes, you know? Or
Titus can still opt to hate it. It's entirely his prerogative.
I can't believe this. So, just for funsies, I was like,
I love it when a sentence starts with that, by the way.
How does Titus feel about this music? So I rolled an insight and got a nat 20.
How does
What a
Titus
wonderful
feel about
thought.
this music? Actually, I mean,
Despite his better judgment.
Yes.
I would say it's not necessarily an insight. It's more like a
Right.
constitution.
But a nat 20 is a nat 20, so.
Yeah, you're right. Nat 20 is a nat 20. So regardless, you could try and be all stoic and be like, and then after a while, you start to tap a finger.
I join in with my flute. I join in with my flute. Yeah,
All
once
right.
I found out he's actually not bad at it, I actually join in with my flute. My performance was a 15, so
it's soothing.
So whatever big baddies there are in the woods, they may not see us, but they hear some strange howling coming from the general area that we are.
it's melodic tone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. So what are you guys doing to set up camp? Let's start with Maze. Maze, what is your campsite routine?
Well, let me see if Maze. Let me check my equipment real quick. Make sure there's that. And there is that. Wherever we are setting camp up at, I'm going to make a perimeter around us with my hempen rope and string I have, tying it together, and tying a bell onto it. So if anything tries to approach our camp, maybe it will hit the tripwire and we will hear a little bell to warn us something is coming.
Well, that's a cool idea.
Okay. So you set up this little trip line that's kind of out there around the camp. How long's the rope?
50 foot.
How many of those do you have?
1.
All right. You would get 50 feet would get you about half the camp perimeter, depending on how, because you figure a wagon is going to be about 8 to 12 feet in length. And then if you want to get a good circle around everybody, 50 feet's not going to be quite long enough.
If I see Maze doing this, then I would also offer my rope.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Okay, so now you have 150 feet of hemp rope, so you can get a full perimeter with your bell.
Sweet.
Yay!
So,
Cool. Of course, while Pearl's helping out with handing out the rope, she'll notice the bell and kind of tinkle the bell a few times,
You can come in as percussion.
There you go. Ting, ting, ting.
So what else is a part of Maze's campsite routine?
Let's see here. We've been traveling for a little bit. I've got to feed Fritz, so I pull Fritz out
Oh, yeah.
and sneak over to wherever Titus has the pies and kind of just drop him off and let him go. If anybody stops me, that's totally what's happening. And if I see the others playing the music, I will start casting. Oh, where's my D&D Beyond? Minor Illusion, and give them some bass with their music.
Cool.
Like some of those cars.
Talk about a totally
That's a
different
big-
version of camping out compared to Barovia, right,
Boom,
Titus?
boom, 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 boom.
I like it.
That
Don't
works.
forget the little tinkles of the bells, too.
Wow, this is great. We should take this act on the road.
Yay!
We literally are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
just there.
we are.
Wow, this is more fun than I ever had in the circus. Even though I was with them for a while, I never got a chance to play like this. This is great. They all used to tell me, "Shut up, man."
I know Pearl would definitely make sure that the horses are fed if they need to be fed, and maybe groom them and stuff like that. Really become friends with the horses.
Okay.
Titus is going to eat his first and possibly last pie, depending on how ravenous the rest of the party is.
I'm also
Donate Fritz, please.
once we're done with the
I
music,
can't see in the dark.
helping the horses as well, and then just making sure everything's all done. And then, yeah, I can't either. So we're gonna do a watch. I need to do first one or last one.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, it's getting it's just the sun has set. This is that last little bit of light. being out there in the wilderness, it is a full moon out, and the stars are out, and it's fairly clear skies. So you have a little bit of natural moonlight coming down, or moons, I should say.
I'll ask the party. I'll ask you if it's okay. I'd like to take the watch at dawn, please. That's kind of a special time of day for me. If that's okay.
Okay.
All yours. I might be up anyway, but it's all yours.
I'm willing to watch during the nighttime because I can see at night, so I'm good with that.
Can I try my fire?
Oh, to start the campfire? I like that idea.
Well, I have this thing that I was practicing. I thought I got something, and he pulls out his crossbow and loads up a bolt.
Pearl backs up just in case.
And he's aiming at the... I don't know, do we have a campfire thing built yet?
I don't know if we built it yet.
I haven't heard anybody say they were building a campfire.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he aims at a tree.
Oh dear. Wait, let me go get some wood. And she runs off and scampers off into the closest wood area.
All right, go ahead and roll a survival check, Pearl.
Of course.
Are you headed in the direction that I'm aiming?
I kind of was, because that's where I pictured the trees were.
And then lower,
Yeah.
lower, lower. It's
That's a
Don't-
22. I'm gonna get all my good rolls now, and then when we have battle, I'm gonna have really bad rolls. That's what's gonna happen.
we don't exactly want to make our presence any more known than we already have.
Oh, that's right. Maybe it's something to do during the daytime.
Well, yes, or when we're in more familiar territory.
Okay. Well, I can help set up watch, and because I can see in the dark too. So anytime somebody wants to take a break from watch, I'm up most of the nights anyway. I never really sleep that much.
I think only Pearl and you guys are the only ones with dark vision, right?
I think so, yeah.
Not that you have to have dark vision. I just,
Yeah,
It's helpful.
60 foot of dark vision. But Nin would get out his little rations and just kind of nibble on a corner of it, and then put it back in and kind of just roll it up and be like, okay, that's enough for now. He barely ate anything. Took a little bit of water and kind of wraps his robe around himself because he didn't have a bedroll that was quite right. He had a straw mat in the carnival, but so he's gonna curl up in the corner of the wagon after he gets a slice of pie.
Watch out for Fritz.
have you introduced Fritz to us yet?
Not to the newbie little thing, have you?
I don't think so.
Okay,
No, I don't
that's
believe.
the-
Karalee and Nin probably wouldn't know Fritz.
I was about to
Titus
say
and
I'm gonna
Pearl
bring my
know
pie,
Fritz.
and if I see this in there, I might freak out. So, come on.
I'll walk over where I dropped Fritz off and whistle for him to come back.
What are you doing, Maze?
And you'll see Fritz come out from where the pies are, and he's a little black mouse
Oh,
with red eyes.
oh, he's so cute.
He's
This is-
Here you
something
go,
else.
Fritzy. Have a little crust.
Fritz runs over to you.
There you go.
I just take my pie and go and like walk away from the mouse.
Is
Don't bring it.
his
Don't bring it. Don't bring it. Just kidding. I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
is his stomach like fully distended, full of
He
pie?
just gorged himself on pie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he eats enough pie. He kind of sits there, and then he kind of finds a spot near Maze's bedroll and stuff, and kind of curls up and gets ready to kind of pass out.
Oh, he's cute. You have a little friend, Maze.
My buddy. He helps keep people in line, and I'll just pet him.
I believe it. He looks like he'd be in charge.
He is, most of the time. He just lets Titus think he is.
So, Karalee taking last watch.
I'm taking whatever the
and-
darkest time is.
All right, so
Yeah.
who's taking first watch?
I'm blind at night, so
Yeah.
I probably will just Titus will stay up for the first maybe a couple of hours
Okay.
of the watch with somebody, just because he's not feeling very secure.
Mhm.
Watches are about 2 hours, and then they kind of
Right.
just kind of rolls through the night.
Right.
That way, you can still get the benefits of a long rest, and you still kind of break up doing the watch.
Right.
So should
What's
we
up?
maybe break up the two that can see in the dark? One of them be on
Yeah,
the
'cause-
watch with Titus, one of them be on the second watch.
If we do 2-hour watches, that's 8 hours of sleep. So, because there's 5 of them. So.
Yeah.
So it would be one person, or however you want to do watch. How do you guys want to do watch?
Are we doing one person at a time or two people at a time?
That's up to you. Right now, I have Karalee wanted to take last watch, so as part of your campsite conversation over dinner,
Yeah, I would take whatever the darkest time period would be. Like I don't know what watch that would be. That would be like the darkest time. But you know that
There's
way.
the moon out too,
I'm
right?
willing to say, yeah, Titus, or guys, I bet you we're relatively safe. I mean, I'm not saying don't take the watch, but if we're in a place where we really felt like in danger, then maybe we double up. But I bet you one's probably okay.
Right.
Good watch.
One
Yeah.
should be enough.
I'll take one anytime you want me to.
So why don't we do Titus, then like Nin Pearl, then Maze me or something like that? Or since it'll be getting lighter in the morning and then the darker the night. I don't care. How
so
we're
Titus
doing.
first, Nin second, Pearl third, Maze fourth,
I'm just
Karalee
throwing
fifth.
everything out here. I don't really
Yeah, that
care.
sounds
Right?
good to me.
I mean,
Yeah.
y'all,
Yep.
it's
That
y'all.
works for me. Yeah,
Sounds
sounds
good.
good.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else as part of your campsite routine before heading to bed?
Well, I mean, I went and got the wood and put it over by where in case we needed a fire.
What'd you give me on your survival check?
It was a 22.
Okay. Yeah, you find enough wood to keep a small fire going. Like I said, this is kind of an open kind of grasslands type thing. There's a
I didn't start the fire, so I let that
I know
be
you
up to
didn't.
Titus.
I know you ran
Just
out to
saying.
find stuff, but I'm telling you, you found a
Yep.
lot of twigs and twigs and stuff.
Yeah.
But nothing enough for like a small
Mhm.
little fire. Whatever initial fire was up that has that initial flare, but there is only enough there to keep a very small fire lit for maybe about an hour before it
Mhm.
kind of sits into coals. So it's a decent pile, but it's just not very much fuel
Oh yeah.
in terms of
Yeah.
the amount of wood.
Yeah, unless we like chop something down or like a branch off or something that's got a bigger piece, it would definitely be hard to keep it going.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're about halfway through for our session, so this will be a good time to take a break, to get up, stretch, bio breaks, grab drinks, and we'll come back in just a few minutes to start running through the watch and what you might or might not encounter at night. We shall see. Yes, I did see it. Yes, I've already picked it and built it. So, everybody in the chat, thank you for hanging out with us so far. I know this is kind of like, kind of chill kind of thing, but, Not everything's always got to be big epic battles with dragons.
It's certainly.
Oh no, I'm okay with it.
Or trampling evil ringmasters.
We'll see how it
Small
goes.
dragons. Small dragons.
We're traveling. This is a traveling time. So, with that, hang out with us. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, an inspiration for Nin. Inspiration for Maze. Okay,
Oh,
cool. See that on here now? Yes, I can. Okay, cool. Inspiration
Birds
for
are a tweeting.
All right, so you guys have your inspiration tracked. Okay. Cool. Alrighty. So, break was a little. Thank you everybody for sticking around with us. We're gonna get back into this. The party has set up camp for the night, and our first watch has begun. First watch is Titus. Titus, how do you want to spend your watch?
So I'm going to have my shield out and sword drawn, and standing something kind of like almost like a bridge guard, resting my hand on the hilt of the sword as I'm looking around.
You spelled it wrong.
Looking around the campground area that we're at, and just keeping an eye and ear out for anything that's moving about.
All right, go and roll a perception.
Oh, of course. 4.
Well, alrighty.
I know who I'm not going to Vegas with.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, it's quite night. A couple of wisps of clouds kind of pass through over the moon. But your watch is uneventful and quiet. Next up is Nin. So, how do you handle your watch changeover?
I'm gonna stand up and fix my cloak and cover everything else up and say, so anything happen, Titus?
Pretty quiet. A little
Yeah.
too quiet.
Oh, no, no such thing. I'm sure it's perfectly fine. You can listen to the bird in the background. That's a night bird of some sort, I think.
Yes. Well,
Anyway, don't worry about anything. God got this under control. Go back and get some sleep. I'm gonna take a scan around the perimeter of the camp with the night vision or the dark vision.
yes,
Okay.
you've put me perfectly at ease.
I do that with people. I'm going to pick up my crossbow and have it at the ready.
And how do you spend your watch?
Mostly standing by the wagon and looking around and playing with my crossbow.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Well, I'm going to use the inspiration.
Okay.
That's been total of 11.
11. All right. You're focusing on the mechanics of your crossbow and kind of looking about. You see a couple of birds fly by at night. Can't see much else. As far as movement wise, it's pretty calm. And that concludes your watch. Next up is Pearl.
What she'd probably end up doing, are there any, like, is there even a single tree that's, like, near the camp at all?
There's a couple of trees near the camp.
Okay. So I figured I'd, like, because I have climbing speed because I'm a tabaxi, so I figured I'd just climb up on a tree, sit in a branch, and kind of watch out. You know, that way I have a vantage point.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So, go ahead and climb. You climb up one of the tree closest to the party.
Mhm.
Alrighty. And how do you spend your time in the tree?
Scanning the area from behind and around me, just watching for any kind of movement, at the ready to spring if I need to alert the rest of the camp. Because what I probably would do is, if I saw something, would like run to the camp and purposely trip the wire.
All right, go ahead and roll a perception check.
That is an 11. I know, right?
Alrighty.
You got 11s.
Definitely so you're kind of you're kind of sitting there watching the camp. And you don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary as you're coming up and about.
Of course not. Like I said, when I actually need the roll, that's when I'll start rolling low.
Okay. Then as it gets to be near the end of your watch, as you go do one more scan about, I think you notice just a little bit of movement off to the side, away from the camp. It's like you have the road. From your vantage point looking about, the road is on the left, and then this little like flicker of movement that you think you catch at distance is on the right, on the right coming from the back side of camp. There's like a couple of little natural dips in the hill and the grassland. The grass is kind of high, kind of away from where you guys had set up. So you think you see a little bit of movement coming up.
Can I like I'd kind of like to sprint forward to see if I can find out what it is, but I know that it'll alert it, whatever it might be. And I don't want to get too far away from the camp because I don't want to leave my post. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd have to climb down and then try to head out.
Mhm.
It's up to you.
Well, I've got 50 feet of movement in general. So
Yeah, well,
thought about.
You climbed up. You're probably
Right.
15 feet or so.
Right, I would use my climbing speed or whatever it is to do
It's
climbing
not
down. And then
additional.
dash
It's
over
one
here.
full movement.
Right.
It's just
Or
so you
however that
climb
works, yeah.
down, and then whatever's left, that's what you can move
Mhm.
on the ground.
That's fine. Which you said it was like 15 feet, and I've got 40 feet of climbing speed, so.
So you're down on the ground. So now
Mhm.
out of your 15 feet, so you still have what, the 35
My walking
Twen-
speed's 50, my climbing speed's 40, so I don't know how you want to.
So you have 15
so
feet
that-
down.
so
So now you're standing on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have the difference in walking.
In walking, okay. That's what I was asking.
That's
I
what I
didn't
was
know what-
getting. That's
I
what I was
didn't know
getting
what the
to. It's
difference was
not.
from.
It's not.
No,
Oh, I
I
can
know it
climb
wasn't
30 feet.
added.
I can run 50 feet. I can swim an
No,
additional.
yeah.
It's not triathlon. It's okay.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't that. I just didn't know which one to take the difference from.
Take the difference
that's
from
why
the
I-
take the
that wasn't it.
difference from the next one you're going to use.
Okay.
Like
gotcha.
you climbed first, next is walking, so it's whatever
so
amount
I
of
have
climbing you
45
reduce
feet
from your walking.
Yeah, so I've got 45 feet of walking. I'd like
15
to,
feet down
semi
out of 50, so that would be
would
35.
be. Sorry, 35. Yeah. So 35 feet over that direction. If I can be kind of stealthy, I don't want to alert them, but I want to be quick enough to try and catch whatever it was moving. So I don't
Okay.
know if I can be stealthy, but I'd like to be if I can.
Roll a stealth check.
Yeah. $21.
All right.
I like my stealth.
So you hear the movement kind of roughly in this area by a clump of rocks.
Yeah, zoom out.
Just past the clump of rocks.
Clump of rock. Okay, like to the north of me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's still pretty close to our camp. I would totally go over there.
Okay.
To like try and
So that was
peek around the corner of it.
from the tree you were in, 35 feet would get you right about here.
I didn't see you ping if you did. I don't know how big these feet are either.
Right about where I'm pinging.
I can't see you pinging.
Yeah, there's no pinging happening.
Oh,
Must be on a different layer.
There's-
over
oh,
there.
there it is.
Alright, wrong button. Alright, I will move it over there then. And I'm just trying to get a view on whatever was moving.
all right. Go ahead and roll another perception check.
That's a 21!
All right.
Yay!
So as you're looking in that distance, you see a bit of movement in the grass, and as you kind of look, you see a couple of crouched figures look like they're creeping up closer to the camp. They're about 15 feet or so away from your current, about 15 feet from where you currently are.
Okay, can I like, are they big, small, you
They're
know?
medium size. You hear a little bit. You hear a bit. You hear a little bit of breathing, but a slight bit of a light cackle.
I think what I'll do is I'll use my dash to get back to the bell, purposely trip the bell, and then go to start alerting the others. You know, like waking them up.
Okay. The bell is behind you. Bell's not very far away from you because it's thinking a
Yeah,
150
basically what I
foot
just did was just
circle.
step on the rope as I'm walking by. Yeah, I figure like I'll just step on the rope on purpose while I'm walking by to get to them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that it'll jingle. That way it alerts all of them, but I can also go and purposely shake one of them awake.
Okay. Maze is the next one up for watch.
Okay, so I'll go for her because that way I'm not interrupting their sleep as bad.
Okay. You go over and you wake up Maze.
That's a horsey. Yeah.
If the rest of you want to reposition where you are in camp, now would be the time.
Oh yeah. I just I didn't even think about that. I was like right here.
Alright,
And I'll let
where
you guys figure out
is
what
Maze? So I'm going...
Y'all should be kind of roughly centered around the wagons. I think Nin said he was sleeping in the wagon.
Yeah.
So
probably could put your token in the wagon. And they did all over on my shoulder. It did not work. Good enough. So yeah, and I would run back and purposely wake up Maze.
all right, Maze, you feel Pearl waking you up.
And I would say, there's a couple medium creatures out there snickering. About 35, 40 feet out towards those rocks over there. Come on, wake up!
She gets up, staggering, pulls her rapier. One eye closed,
No,
just kind of.
Not me.
It's still dark, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't see anything. Like,
You don't have night vision?
I'm a
I can tell
halfling.
you that.
Oh, halfling. That's right. Okay. Well, because of the full moon, and by this point, the moon is at its highest point for the night, and it's starting the decline for starting its decline. So because it's a full moon and stars, you have a little bit more of it. You have a little bit of vision at night. Not much, but a little bit.
Well, like I said, I did purposely step on the bell, so I don't know if the other.
The bell was
three heard the
connected
bell
to
or not.
her,
Mm.
so she would have heard the bell, and then next thing is it's like the bell was. She heard the soft chime of a bell in her ear, and then feels the tobacco. Get up!
Mm.
People, over there. I don't know. White, medium people, snickering over there.
Did they trip my bell?
No, I did. They're coming.
We'll have a discussion about the bell thing later.
Well, I was gonna wake you up anyway. I figured,
It was for them, not for you. But like I said, later. Let's go see what's going on. And she'll look at Titus.
Yeah, he's just out.
Did you see them?
Two medium creatures over by the rocks. They're coming this direction, and they were snickering.
I'll scoop up Fritz and sit him on the wagon with Nin.
Alright.
And should we wake him?
There's only two of them, and they need their sleep, but don't know. What do you think? We might want to wake them up. Might be a good idea. I don't know how strong whatever they are.
Okay. We'll try. And I'll reach down and poke Titus in his temple.
Oh, he jumps up. I like that.
Purple.
Titus! I'm just poking. Titus!
Do I need to roll anything to wake up?
I'm gonna let you choose how you want to respond to this.
Shh!
Stop
Something's
moaning,
coming.
Matt.
Something's coming.
They're snickering.
Snickering.
Yeah,
You
they're
woke
coming this
me
way,
up
they're
for
snickering.
snickering?
They're coming this way. They're about 40 feet out.
Less.
Well, yeah, because they're probably still coming. Because I didn't alert them.
I'm gonna pull out my rapier.
So
I would run back, but I don't know how much more because I don't know if I can get back yet or not.
Titus stands up and grabs his shield and polishes the face of it off. So I guess it's as good a time to break it in as any. And pulls his sword out and say, "Point me in the direction."
Over there, right there. Oh, that way.
If this is a raccoon,
No, medium creature. Two medium creatures that way, snickering. By the rock. Well, they were by the rock. They were coming this way.
Maybe it's two raccoons standing on top of each other.
It would happen on Pearl's watch, wouldn't it?
At the end of your watch, they're getting ready for Maze. And as you guys
Yep.
kind of stand up and get ready, passive perception wise, you hear the twang of bowstrings as 6 arrows fly in, 3 of which hit, 1 to each of you. My lowest, the three definitely miss completely, and they just hit the ground. The other 3, one for each of you. One of them was a 19 to hit, another one was a 21 to hit, and the other one was a nat 20 to hit.
Oh, baby. Yeah, those all hit. At least for me. I don't know about anyone else.
Well, it's one to each of you.
Mm-hmm. I know.
So, first one, which is the lowest, which was the 19. This is 3 since it's Titus, Pearl, and Maze.
Yeah.
Because that's where they saw the movement.
Mm-hmm.
So, first one will go to Titus. Does a 19 hit?
Yes, it does.
All right. The next one will go to Pearl.
I know it already hits because I know all three of those are higher than my AC.
That leaves the last one for Maze. So.
Yep.
So the damage on the first one is 10 points of piercing damage.
Longbow.
And your speed is reduced by 10 feet
Aww.
until the end of your next turn.
Oh, that's
Doesn't that mean you can only move 5 feet because you're a halfling?
Well, it was Titus got the hit. The next one
no,
is
that's Titus. Yeah, that's Titus.
the next one to Pearl is
Yeah.
8 points of piercing, and your speed is reduced by 10.
That's no problem. That just brings me down to 40.
And the last one, which is going to hit Maze,
This is gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
is a 15 points of piercing, and your speed is reduced by 10.
That was way worse than that.
And now
Oh,
it's time
now-
for that initiative.
Oh, yay.
Should we roll, Scoob? Just I know that we're
Yeah,
sleeping.
you
but
guys
should
are
we
going to roll
just-
2. Everyone's going to get in on their initiative.
Can I ask,
you-
did we see where those came from? Like, did I see the creature that damaged me just then?
Oh,
Yes.
I can't use half my luck on initiative, can
I, so
Don't
does
know,
that
can you?
I? Nope.
does that mean I can use Hellish Rebuke on it?
Well, they're outside of your current visual range, but you
Okay, because I have to see them.
yeah, you have to see them. So you
Gotcha.
probably can't see them just yet because they're outside your range. The one that hit you is about 30 feet out, so it's
Gotcha.
kind of a rough shape in the darkness.
Oh, initiative. Sorry.
13 for me. Scoob, when you're ready.
Okay. Put the horses over here.
Sidewise walking horses.
So what'd you get? What'd you get, Pearl?
13.
Okay, Karalee,
That would be a 4.
Oh dear.
I rolled a
Maze?
1. So
21.
Nin,
17.
and Titus.
9.
9.
Yes.
Oh no.
9.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of really good ones and a bunch of really bad ones. And I'm kind of like in the middle.
I have to make myself not watch Twitch because that's the format. So
Yes, if you're watching Twitch, you're seeing my view.
Yeah, that's why I pop out the chat so I don't have the temptation to watch it.
yeah, that's what I should do. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
About the chat, I gotta figure out how to do that.
The gear on the bottom next to the chat, you can click on it. It actually says pop out chat.
Oh,
Click and it separates it from the browser.
I'll have to do that next time. All right.
Do I need to update the display on Roll20 for my HP and AC?
Yeah, you should be at full. You should be at full health because you haven't taken damage in a while. So
Yeah, except for just now.
yeah, you can reset. You should be able to reset.
I always forget about there being little marker things on the Roll20. I just use the D&D Beyond.
I know nothing about Roll20. Which one's my hit points?
Should be the one. It should be the green circle as your hit points.
Okay. And is blue armor class?
Yes.
But I think red's on it.
That one's
Oh,
wrong,
no,
too.
blue. You're right. You're right.
You can pick and choose which one. It's just my rule of thumb is I typically will make the green the health point, the health, and the blue the AC. The red can be any number of things from a passive perception to some other item of your choosing. So, right here at the top of the order with Maze.
Oh man. So I know the general direction it came from.
Yes. The arrows all came from basically this general area based on the trajectories as you saw them all kind of impact.
Okay.
The horses are understandably spooked by the sudden flurry of attention, but they're tethered, right?
Yes, of
I did,
course.
yeah.
Okay.
We talked about that for sure. So that's.
Oh yeah, we totally mentioned that. No.
No, I totally did. We were talking. Remember we cleaned. Remember we brushed them down and tied them up is what I said. So you're good.
All
I
right.
said I groomed them.
Yeah.
He's good with animals.
I said when you were grooming them, I said I went over there and did that too, and then made sure they were tied up.
Oh, I missed that part. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I made sure all the cart was everything was all taken care of.
Yeah, my movement's only 15 feet right now. I move up. I'm still not seeing.
Nope, they're still just outside your visual range at the moment.
So can I just fling an eldritch blast in that direction?
You
and we'll see
certainly
what
can.
happens?
It would be a roll to hit with disadvantage because you cannot see the target.
Gotcha.
So just tell me a general direction you wish to be throwing it.
Well, it's not going to matter after what I just rolled, so that would be a 5 to hit.
No, 5's not
Yep.
gonna hit.
Yep. So, yeah, I'll just turn around and look at the others and go, and that'd be the end of my turn.
All right. Nin is currently asleep. Give me a Constitution save, please.
All right. Constitution. I'm actually good at this, which isn't that great. This. Oh dear. I have a 20.
Okay, you're still sleeping away.
Although in the middle of the night, in the middle of the city, he's kind of rolling and going, huh, no, 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 I don't want to kill them. No.
Oh yay! More excitement.
Alrighty. Next will bring us up to Pearl.
Okay, so I'm going to run up to the closest one. When I'm going to run towards where I saw them, and then as soon as I see a actual target, I will veer to wherever they are. If you get what I'm saying, like I'll start running.
Just
where I
remember
saw 'em last.
your speed's reduced by 10.
Yeah, so it'll be like 40 feet.
Yeah.
Because I didn't measure it out exactly. I was right.
Well, you got
Right
15
there,
feet
yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So 30 would put you roughly at the clump of rocks.
Right. And what I'm saying is, like, as I'm running, I would look to see where they are so I can veer directions to, you know.
Pick which one and move and put yourself at the.
Probably to the right some, like this, I'm guessing, because that's kind of where I was before when I saw them.
Okay. All right.
But
You said you
I
had
don't know how much
50
further to
feet,
go,
so reducing 10, 40 feet, it would put you probably right about there.
Okay.
So it'd be just out of melee range. What do you want to do?
Okay. I'm just out of melee range. Cause I said, isn't a quarter? Is it?
Oh,
Is
wait.
a quarter staff long? A reach rep? I don't know. I don't know if 10 feet would help or not, but. Oh, I totally could have used that as a way to So let's see here. I do have a short bow, so I could aim a short bow at him
Okay.
and attack that way. Oh, that's a nat 20 on the short bow.
Nice. That will definitely hit. Roll for damage.
Awesome. Okay, roll for damage. Short bow.
You do max plus roll, right?
Yeah. Max plus die.
Yeah. So that was the roll, and that would be max die. So short bow. So 1d6. So 6 added onto that. That'd be 15 damage.
15 damage. Nice.
Yay.
That is a solid hit. You
Yay!
draw back, you get right up there, and you realize you're just out of range to hit him. So it's like, bow, pull, release.
Yay!
It hits, and you hear it howl and rises to its full height. And you see it looks kind of like this, like it's kind of weird dog-looking looking humanoid as it howls out in pain from that solid arrow hit.
Pearl would automatically think it's something similar to the what were they called? The
Jackalwares.
Yeah, the jackalwares. She's gonna think it's something similar to that just because that's the only thing she's really ran into. So
These are beefier. These are stockier than jackalwares,
right.
but not quite as big as werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, these are nice, big, stocky, kind of hunched over, and
Yeah, I have a feeling I know what it is as a player. I have no clue if Pearl knows what they are or not.
All right. So next up,
I totally could have used the stupid deflect missiles last turn when they attacked.
Surprised you didn't do it, but I want to say anything.
I'm still learning how to be a monk.
Yeah.
This is my first monk, so.
all right. One of them is kind of looking around. One of them kind of rises from the grass and charges Titus, pulling out a spear and as he rushes up on Titus, he's gonna try and stab with his spear.
Okay.
$22 to hit.
That hits.
So going to be 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
So he goes to stab you, and then once he connects with that, he's going to come around and try and bite you. That is another 22 to hit.
Some killer rolls there. Yeah, that hits.
For 4 points of piercing damage as he kind of opens his maw and bites down on you.
Okay.
Next one kind of rushes up behind the wagon. Up onto where Nin is. And as he kind of looks over the top to see Nin, he goes to stab Nin with the spear.
Oh.
Nin is currently asleep, so he's so wow. Okay. Nin does a 13 hit.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So he comes down with the spear. And stabs you for 8 points of piercing damage.
8 points. All right.
So you feel, as you're sitting there and having that nightmare, which for you is still a peaceful sleep, all of a sudden you feel the sharp pain of a spear enter your body, and as your eyes snap open and look up, you see this furry muzzle maw of a creature that's grinning, and as it reaches forward to try and bite you.
Did you say 9 points of damage last time?
Be 8 points of piercing.
8 points.
Next, and that is a natural 20 for the bite.
Oof.
Oh.
For another 9 points of piercing damage as his bite comes down and grabs you.
All right. Yeah, Nin wakes up at this time, I think.
Oh, you're awake from the spearhead, and you look up. You just see this maw coming down and biting you on your shoulder.
Yeah. Nin will be like, no, not that. Ah! Ah! Woken up in the middle of his nightmare.
Next one. Going to take a shot at Maze. Two shots of 14 to hit.
That's a miss.
The other one is lower, so both miss.
Whew.
he will charge up. And get right up next to you. He'll get within 10 feet of you. That's where he will stop.
I think some of your tokens are not on the same layer because I only see the one knoll next to Nin.
Yeah, I don't see any of the others.
I was about to say the same thing.
Ditto.
No, they're all on the token layer. It's just the dynamic lighting's on it. It is nighttime.
Ah, that could be part of it.
Just double
I
check.
don't see the one by Titus on my team.
I don't see the one by Maze or Titus. I think you said that both of them ran up.
Interesting. I'll reload my map and then try and reload yours.
On the one on Twitch, I just looked over to double check just because I want to see what's going on, and I can see them on that one. But I don't see them.
All right. Oh, some of my stuff did not carry a refresh rate. All right, so that's a good thing to notice.
We're fighting blind because it's nighttime, right?
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, there's another one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see that one. Yay! We can see them.
And they're ugly.
Yeah, apparently some of them did not carry over like I thought they did.
That makes sense.
All right. This one will take a couple of shots over here. Actually, no, he's gonna rush up on Pearl.
Yeah.
Then come around from behind Pearl, stab with a spear. And drops his spear.
Yes!
Goes in for the bite. And that is a 10 to hit.
That does not hit.
Alrighty, that brings the next one.
Knock his nose away.
Next one who had his has his spear out, tries to stab with the spear. That is an 11 to hit. Pearl, 11 hit.
No, that does not hit.
Come in for the bite. That is a 23 to hit.
That does.
Bites you for 6 points of piercing damage. Which brings us to Titus with Karalee on deck.
I'm going to use free action to say, to arms, everyone. We're under attack. Karalee, wake up. Can I see what kind of creature it is that just took a bite out of me?
It looks like a kind of like a canine looking humanoid with the color, the fur pattern has different spots. There's a it's got kind of a hunched back and a mane. Roll a nature check real quick.
Is this like something I would have seen in Barovia by chance?
Possibly not.
17 was my roll.
These creatures you would have heard about, more or less reading them in the journals, and very rarely do they appear in Barovia. But this is what's referred to as a null.
Okay.
Hyena man.
He's there. He's got his spear, and he's kind of snarling and he's laughing. You hear laughing.
I glance over at him
I was
and
like, oh, these are gnolls.
I glance over at him and look at the bite mark on me and just kind of hold my hand and just kind of reach over and touch the wound, and I'll use my action to do lay on hands.
Okay.
To restore some of my HP.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, I am going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. This brings us to Karalee. You hear Titus in a panicked yet calm voice say, "To arms, to arms." You hear this yelp from Nin, and you hear a bestial yelp from a bit further away.
So I wake up, or do I need to roll?
You wake up. You're
Okay.
on the ground. You're on the ground. You're looking around. You're seeing Titus is engaged in battle. You see Nin kind of tossing around with a creature on him.
Okay, that's what I was going to see, if I could see that one. I assume Titus can handle himself. I know that Nin probably could too, but my character wouldn't know that. So I'm going to step over here. I just spring up with my staff, and I'm going to try to smack him in the face, and then I will I'll roll that first. That's 13 plus 5, so 18. Does that hit?
18 does hit. Roll damage. Titus,
Oh,
you have an inspiration die you can use at some point.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't get it to you.
Max damage. That's 11 points of damage.
Good hit.
And then I'm going to do my unarmed strike. So I'll kind of spin down and try to kick his legs out front. That's another 13 plus 5, so that's another 18.
That'll definitely hit.
That's only going to be 4. That's going to be 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend my key point, do my flurry of blows. But instead of hitting him, I'm going to reach up and slap Nin and heal him for 4 max. For 4 plus. Sorry. 4.
You might kind of cut out on us.
Oh. So I smack Nin for 4, 6 points of healing.
6 points of healing to Nin.
Ooh, that was a good smack.
Alrighty. That completes your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Brings us to Maze with Nin on deck.
All right. Maze is kind of freaking out.
Oh, that was 8 points, Nin. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing.
All
8
right.
points of damage on the
8 points
second hit.
to heal. No,
Oh,
to
8
heal.
points to heal. Not
Yeah,
6.
I was looking at a different healing thing that was only +2. This was +4. Sorry.
Okay.
And heal. I'll take it.
All right, Maze.
Yep. Maze is freaking out because she doesn't know what these things are, and they're laughing, and
They're bigger than you.
they're bigger than me.
Mhm.
And I don't like it. So I'm going to reach into my pocket and pull out my little bronze statue and shout, "Grimble, grumble," and toss out my griffin statue.
Alrighty.
Grumble, grumble. I love it.
I'm so excited.
Oh.
Grimble Rimble is his thing.
Grimble, grumble.
Grimble, grumble.
So you toss out this statue. Where do you toss the statue?
Somewhere's where he will fit. I don't know how big a griffin is.
Griffin is considered a large creature. So we'll just say you kind of toss it out next to you.
Sure.
And so let you have control of that.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. I love griffins.
So now nobody else can see it because it's so dark. But Nin and Karalee, you
I
guys.
can.
Well, Pearl, you could see it, but Titus, you recognize the sound, but Nin and Karalee, all of a sudden you hear out of nowhere this kind of eagle cry mixed with a growl as the new sound appears. So Maze, the
Oh.
griffin, the
looked over.
griffin is going to go on your turn, so
Okay.
you get to determine what happens to it, as it is summoned. So it can take its movement and its attack. So, what do you want to make it do?
So that little whatever the thing is that's right above him that was
Yeah.
coming after me. Yeah, he's gonna attack it.
Okay, go ahead and roll for those attacks.
Oh, does it have more than? Hold on, let me look this
Look
up.
up
real
look up
quick.
the griffin and
Ah,
Yeah,
I
if you
wasn't
go in
ready.
Extras, yeah, if you go in extras, you can do manage and have a griffin right there to pull up easy.
yay, D&D
Oh.
Beyond.
Yep, it's really nice. I've got my owl here in case
Extras.
I ever want to use it. But I try to be really careful because it only has 1 HP, so I'm like, yeah, it's just gonna stay on my shoulder so it doesn't die.
So it'd just be a familiar, or summoned.
I
Summoned would probably be the closest thing.
probably.
So it has a +6 to hit.
Yeah, it has a beak and a claw attack. So
Cool.
Oh, there's a bunch of A's. I'm loading, guys. I'm sorry.
No,
It's the
no,
first
this
time
is
I got to
fine.
use
This is you're learning something new about your character.
I'm excited. We get to see a griffin, so I'm okay with you having to define the stats for it.
You got to thank those tricksters and all those gifts they gave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty powerful.
definitely. Oh, I love those statues. They're cool. I've had the insect one in one of my campaigns and the raven one in a different campaign. Someone else
Is this
had.
a figure of wondrous power?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bronze.
Bronze.
There's a bunch of
should be able to
giant
build-
stuff. Hold on. I'm in the G's.
Yay! There is a search bar.
There's
too,
a
if
search. You
pretty
should be able
good.
to just type Griffin.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's already in the G's though.
I know, right? Yeah,
Sorry.
she's already in the G's now.
You're already almost there.
Is it like Toy Story? I already passed it out.
And you know what's even worse? I typed in Griffin and nothing popped up.
Oh, sometimes it's really finicky about that. If you go to the category of miscellaneous, it'll give you more options of what you can see.
And it's spelled Griffon.
Oh. Well, that
there's
might
like,
be
there's
why.
a bunch of ways of spelling Griffin.
Okay, gotcha. Hey, I've got a Griffin. Okay. Alright, so just roll D20. And it gets +6.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be 15 plus 6 is 21 to hit.
That will definitely hit. Roll
Nice.
damage.
So we'll say that was for the beak since that was the first one on here.
Okay.
1d8 plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be 6 plus 4, 10 points of damage.
And all right.
And then he'll swing with his
Claw.
claw. Ah. And that will be 15 plus 6, 21.
That will
hit?
that will hit. Roll damage.
The rolls have been a lot. There's been a lot of 21s today. I've heard at least like 4 21s today.
So that will be 2d6 plus 4. Ah.
Nice.
Eight plus 4 is 12. So 12 points of damage.
And that one is dead.
Oh, first attack! It took out a gnoll! Yes!
And then
As it comes up and kind of it comes down with its beak and claw, and the gnoll is now under the claw, and the griffin starts picking at it.
All right.
Ripping it to shreds.
Now what are you gonna do?
well, can I use his movement to move him up to help Pearl up here?
Yeah, but he can't attack again.
Exactly, but I just want to get him up there.
Okay, what about your movement?
My movement, I have 15, and I am coming right down here to try to help Titus when I can.
Okay. So now you can take your actions. Oh, you did an action to pull out
I did
the
an
thing.
action.
So do you have a bonus action you wish to try you can use?
Mm,
If not, it's okay.
I don't think so, or not one that I'm seeing right now.
Alrighty. Next, that brings us to Nin with Pearl on deck.
All right. And then now that he's away, opens his eyes, and Karalee would see this if she looked, and they become pitch black, and he starts oozing some of that purple mucus stuff on himself, and he just whispers something very softly and casts dissonant whispers, which nobody else hears, but you see the knoll kind of crumple.
Possibly.
as he
What's the
does
save?
it.
What's the save?
It's a 14 wisdom with half if he makes it.
Fails the save.
All right, so that is 3d6, I believe. And that's 8 points of damage, plus he has to run away in fear
He's not going to run away.
because he's
Oh,
dead.
really?
He's
they immune
dead.
to
He sits there
Oh,
and
he's
starts
dead.
to hear it,
Oh.
grabs at his ears. You see them start to bleed. You see his eyes and his nose start to bleed, and he just kind of falls over, writhing, and twitches a little bit, and then stops moving.
Oh.
Oh, the twitches a little bit was a nice coup de grace there.
Yeah. I could hear him like whining like a dog does when they get in trouble and stuff.
Yeah, it's a very disturbing sound.
Oh, I bet, because it's a hyena.
All right. All right. Anything else you wish to do, Nin?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna stay here and stay with a little bit of cover that the wagon gives me, if it gives me anything.
Okay. It would be a partial cover,
All right,
which would be
+2.
yeah, it'd be like a +2 to your AC.
Yep.
Alrighty, this brings us to Pearl.
Yeah, I'm going to turn. I can't remember because I play so many different games. Do you do flanking?
Not really.
No. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just gonna keep attacking the same one I'm attacking then.
All right, the one in front.
Yep, the one in front on the north. And the first roll is a 24 to hit with my quarterstaff,
That will hit. Roll damage.
and that is 12 damage.
That kills it.
Sweet. So then I'll pivot on my quarterstaff and kind of kick to hit the other one with my unarmed strike,
Okay.
and that is that's a nat 1.
Yeah, he kind of ducks under and starts to laugh. The laughing you sense is kind of involuntary. It just laughs all the time.
Oh yeah.
But it's kind of this one. You can kind of get a little bit of maliciousness in the laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Does that complete your turn?
Yeah, that completes my turn.
Alrighty. This brings up to the first one, which is attacking Titus. It will again try attack with the spear. That is going to be a 9 to hit.
Misses.
And now for the bite. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
That also misses.
Alrighty. Next one is the one that's attacking Pearl. And it's going to come around with the spear. First hit is going to be a 13 to hit. Second
Knocked
hit
away.
with the bite is going to be a 15 to hit.
Nope, knocked his muzzle away too.
Alrighty. Which brings us up to Titus. Karalee on deck.
Alrighty. I am going to swing at it
Okay.
with my long sword, and that's an 8.
A hit.
Yep.
Fortunately, that does not hit.
I will look at him very viciously.
You do have the inspiration die if you wanted to try and use it.
Oh, hey, yeah. So that's a D4.
Yep.
And that's a 9 to hit total.
Nope, still doesn't hit. But you had the potential, which is why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I'll use my bonus action to regain a spell slot.
Alrighty.
And that'll end my turn.
Harness that divine.
Alright, Karalee, you're up. Maze, you're on deck.
Okay, I'm going to come around. And I see this knoll, right, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anybody else. So I'm just going to lay into him. Nana, you still hurt pretty good?
I'm doing all right. Got a little bit of blood.
The staff, that's going to be a 19
19 does hit.
staff. That's 7 damage.
Alright.
And then I'm going to I'm unarmed strike him. I'll elbow smash him with an 18 to hit.
18 will hit. Roll damage.
That's going to be that's 7 damage.
Alright. Still standing, but definitely hurting. You hear a couple of ribs crack.
I'll do the flurry of blows. I'll actually hit him instead of healing.
Okay.
He says, "Oh, that's a natural 20."
Oh yes.
Roll it.
All right, so 4.
What's the damage die?
It's a D4. So, that's max damage. So it's a total of that's 11 damage. So 4 plus 7.
And with that next round coming through, you hear some more bones break as the knoll drops to the ground.
Yay!
Back.
Got one left.
It was a good round.
Which brings us to Maze and her griffin. So
Yep.
Maze, you get up there, you're sitting there ready to stab, and you see Karalee just kind of wail on this knoll as it collapses.
I'll turn real quick, give her a thumbs up, and then turn around to Grimble Grumble behind me and tell him to attack with his beak.
All right.
And that will be a nat 20.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
man.
we're getting them everywhere today.
Go ahead. Roll that damage. If you roll in D&D Beyond with the advantage stuff, it's going to automatically double the die instead of the way we do it. So just take the first dice roll in the set
Okay.
and add it to your max.
So 6 and
8.
8 plus 4.
18. 18 on the first hit. It's still standing.
And then he will claw at it,
Still standing.
which is a 19 plus 6 for
That
25.
definitely hits.
That's good rolls.
And that's 2d6 plus 4.
And
I'm learning, guys. Sorry.
don't bother rolling. How do you want to do it?
Oh.
Ah,
He
smash him.
he rears back on his back legs and just takes both of his claws down on this thing and smashes it to the ground.
Yay!
You see, Pearl, you watch the griffin rise up and come down, and the claws break through the knoll as he's pushed to the ground. And then the next thing you hear is the tearing as the griffin starts to eat the knoll.
Wow. Big kitty. Or thing.
Good gribble gribble.
Can I pet it? Like she's asking Maze because she saw. I'm guessing she saw you throw the statue, so she'll ask you, "Can I pet
Well,
it?"
you've seen her because she threw it. She did
Oh, yeah, she
use the
threw it one of the
statue
times.
in Paradon,
Yeah. That's
didn't you?
No, this is
Oh
the
no,
first
this
time
would
I've
be the
used
first
it.
time.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have. You
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. 'Cause we
you
ran out
probably
of
would
time,
not have seen.
yeah, we didn't do it.
For the sake of brevity, go ahead and roll a perception
Okay.
with disadvantage because you were in the middle of a fight
True. True.
and technically your back was turned.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Perception. Well, give me the disadvantage.
I'm sorry, I thought you used the griffin on the final fight. No, it went down too quick.
That's a 16 at disadvantage.
You would have heard Maze come up, and then when you heard her shout the words, and then all of a sudden the griffin's it. So pretty good possibility, pretty good that the griffin has something to do with Maze. Not quite sure what, but you do remember
And
her
it
getting a
killed
little
the things we were
statuette,
fighting.
little statuette, and everything.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, so she turns to Maze and is like, "Can I pet it?"
Be careful, he doesn't like it if you flip his feathers wrong, especially around his beak.
Oh, okay.
One direction.
Okay.
Not against the grain.
Go ahead and roll an animal handling with disadvantage because
Oh,
he is
no.
technically eating.
That's true. Oh, there's a nat one with disadvantage.
You go to try to bite, and he rears up, and you feel the motion of the air as he goes to nip at you for trying to go there, and you just real quickly just narrowly avoid having your hand bitten by this giant by this griffin.
I said be careful.
Maybe I'll wait till after it stops eating. That might be a good idea. If it hadn't been for the disadvantage, I would have had an 18. But I gained it because it was eating.
Alrighty.
So are you still bleeding, Titus? And
I'm good.
yeah. And Pearl, are you? I don't remember who. I didn't.
I'm
You're hurt?
ouch.
Yeah,
Ouch.
I'm about a little over half. I've got 17 out of 31.
Okay, I will cast a Cure Light Wounds on Maze. It's 7. I don't know my pluses on this. Hold on, it's not my normal stuff. That's going to be 11,
Oh, nice. Thank you.
and then I actually will bandage up. Oh, let's see. We're 4th level, right? So that's feature first. So let's get this 4. That's going to be so that's 7. 7 to you, Pearl.
Thank you.
And then I have one more. So is anybody else still hurt?
I'm wounded. I have 25 out of 33, but that's nothing that.
And it's still the middle of the night, so if you want to cast it, you can, or you should be able
I
to.
would probably just my character would.
Okay.
So I know in game it's probably not a smart idea, but I will. It's 4 plus 4. It's 8. My healing is crazy, man. I can't believe it.
So 8
So here's the
HP.
question: Does that
Eight
get
for you,
restored
Titus,
with
yeah.
the?
Man sits on the back of the cart and he's playing with the spear wound saying, "Oh my, that's my blood. It's my blood again. Ah, it's so warm."
Say, I
I'm
just out loud.
supposed to say inside the
heck were
body,
those?
Nin.
What were those creatures?
Roll a nature check.
I was just like,
10.
Not 100% sure. It's a bestial creature, bestial humanoid of some type. If Titus decides to share the info, then you all are, after as the battle starts to end and take stock of what it is, then it's realizing that this was a little hunting party of gnolls.
I would definitely want to search all the bodies to just make sure there's nothing useful.
You find longbows, spears, quivers.
And then I say, "What is that?" And I point to the thing. And
Oh, that's Gribble Grumble.
Grimble
You can-
Grumble.
Gribble Grumble.
How do you spell that?
Grimble. Grumble. Grumble Grumble.
Spell that again.
Yeah, I need to write that down too.
Grimble.
G
And then
R Grumble.
No, I.
you place the
G-R.
eye of the U.
Grumble, yeah.
Yeah. One with I, one with the U.
Okay.
Grumble Grumble.
Grimble Grumble.
How long does that thing last?
Right now, 6 hours, and then I can resummon him in 5 days.
Gosh, why are we not? Oh, why is he not on watch?
Because he only can be summoned every 7
She answered
days.
the question after I.
Yup.
Well, I start
So-
dragging some null bodies over, and he looks hungry, so I just start throwing them at his feet.
So you did. I mean, yeah. Pearl pulls away what she can. One of them clearly is being eaten, so she's gonna be able.
Yeah,
she's gonna have to
I'll
pick
search
through
the
that
other
one in
ones.
the morning.
Yeah, I'll search all the other ones before he throws them in there, and put any of like the weapons and stuff in the wagon, so we can maybe sell them back or something like that. Sell
4
them to
spears,
somebody.
4 longbows. A combined arrow count of.
I'd like to take one of those arrows to replenish the one that I shot. But other than that, yeah.
$57 arrows.
Nice. Maybe we just leave those in the wagon so we can replenish our arrows anytime we need to.
I'm gonna write
Yeah.
down 56 arrows, Pearl, so you can, because you're taking one, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I did take one.
56 arrows, 4 longbows, 4 spears.
Man, I wish I could use a longbow. That'd be nice.
And when the griffin is done, another longbow and spear. So 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 5, and still 57, 56 arrows are now in the wagon storage.
Yay.
So as things kind of calm down and you guys kind of settle back down and reassess, Maze, do you tell Grimble Grumble to kind of hang out and stand watch while you guys sleep?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Then that is where we will end it for this week's session, and pick up again next week with the following morning. You guys will all have gotten a long rest in by when we come back up, because we'll pick up just before Grimble Grumble vanishes for his cooldown time, so to speak.
Grumble with the grumble with the
I
grumble.
do have one question. Since Karalee used the magic she did in the middle of her rest, will that still get reset? Just 'cause
Yeah,
I'm
she did a
curious.
watch. She'll be
Mine's different because it's not a spell, and so like my stuff it's for my key points, and so that'll reset. And then the
Oh,
one,
okay, yeah.
well, and then the one spell is like a once per day. It's in the morning on my after like when I do my prayers and rituals in the morning, because like
Oh,
so
okay,
me
yeah, that
beyond
would be
I hit long rest and it reset it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
you'll understandably sleep in a little bit longer because you're about
Yeah.
halfway through. So you'll sleep in a little bit, and a long rest isn't all sleeping. It's not doing anything strenuous.
Yeah.
And mine's a little different because mine resets at it's a internal thing from being a halfling thing. So just the ones at the beginning of the day it resets. So
Oh, okay. Kind of like that dawn or whatever.
Yep.
yeah,
The dawn
at,
reset, so to speak.
at dawn, basically.
Yeah.
That's since I worship with Andrew.
Good thing it happened at night then.
Yeah.
Have in the morning, it's gone the rest of the whole day. So.
So yeah, awesome. Thank you guys
Yay!
for hanging out with us. Thank you everyone in the chat and everyone who's watched. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the subscribe, the follow, all the things. If it's on Twitch, consider clicking on follow. If it's on YouTube, please consider hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the little bell notification for when more videos come out. If you enjoyed the content you saw tonight and want to support the studio, best way to do that is go over to patreon.com/scuba studio and consider being a patron there. You get early access to the videos as they go up on YouTube, as well as periodic updates on what I'm working on in the background. Maze, I have to thank you because you solved the riddle I had for tomorrow morning. That is, we are going to paint a griffin. I have a Reaper Griffin right here that we will paint tomorrow morning on Sunday with Scoob.
Oh, that's so
Awesome.
cool.
So I haven't quite decided what eagle to model I'm after. Is there a particular eagle that you think of for the griffin?
Is it bronze because of the statue? I don't know. I really don't know.
It turns into a griffin, but it's still going to be kind of one of those things.
Well, where it was a bronze statue, I was thinking like the brown colors, maybe white, maybe bald eagle-ish.
Bald eagle-ish?
Sort of.
Because there is the great eagle, or
There's
what
a
is it
golden
called?
eagle.
Golden eagle.
There we go. Golden eagle.
Is the golden
There you
eagle
go.
is solid
That's
or
amazing.
mostly brown. It's got a couple little like tinges of tan and stuff mixed in, but for the most
That's
part, it's brown.
exactly what I was thinking.
All right, so we will model our griffin after a gold eagle. We will work on him tomorrow morning.
Whoa.
Awesome.
Thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to the moderators and everyone else. Much appreciated. And we will thank you to the cast for spending their Saturday night with us again. Anything you wish to plug or comment about before we call it a night? No.
I am just so excited to see her get to use the griffin. Like, I've been excited about that since last season. I'm a huge Driz Jordan fan now, and just getting to see an element of that is really cool.
Yep, that's cool. It is cool. I gotta thank the tricksters for that. So with that, you all have a great week, great weekend, and we will see you on our next
Big
stream.
Griffin
Good night,
fan.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.